Woo! To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo! Woo!
Welcome to the Tippin' Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
Coming up on tonight's episode 155, we look back at Game 5, where the Leafs rose from the ashes of the dead after the first period to come back and beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-3 and take a 3-2 series lead. They got them on the ropes. They have the two-time defending Stanley Cup champions on the ropes. But how are you, Dale? We also got a couple segments tonight. We got just the tip, even though it might have been an invisible tip.
We
also got saved by the stash.
Yeah, man. Incredible, man. Honestly, just fucking crazy. Around between the hours of 7:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. last night, I thought this baby was fucking sayonara. Good night, Toronto Maple Leafs. All over. But no, you fool me. You know what they say. There's an old saying in Tennessee. I'm sure it's in Texas. I'm sure it's in Tennessee. You fool me once, you fool a fool. Can't get fooled again.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, a fool won't get fooled again.
So that's fucking George Bush last night, man, all over the place. Only, like, I don't even know what to think anymore. I can't read it. I can't call it. I can't see it coming. I can't read it.
No.
I don't know, man. This is the first. Usually I have a good feel for it, or I can kind of sense what's coming, but not this time. Not this time. From game to game, I have no fucking idea what's going on.
There's no momentum. It's like Tampa dominates a game. Toronto comes out and, plays good and wins the next game. And then they're duds. And I don't know. I can't tell. And that's why Game 6, no idea what to expect.
No, that's
no idea.
Like O-Dog said, it's a box of chocolates, man.
You never know what you're going to get.
That's right. That's what Forrest Gump said, too.
I like those shoes.
Jenny. But, yeah, man, look, speaking of Forrest Gump, run, Forrest, run. Just come on, Leafs, go into Tampa Bay and just fucking take it to them. You're 60 minutes away. Play your best game of the fucking season. And this thing is fucking over, man.
Yeah. Let's recap Game 5, and then we'll get into our thoughts on Game 6. And welcome everybody on the live stream here. Throw your comments in. We'll get to as many as we can.
Yeah, we're not going to do super low. We didn't do live last night after the game, but whatever, huge win. And, so we're not going to go super long tonight, but we will recap it and we'll give our thoughts and kind of whatever. But tomorrow night, we will be back, regular schedule, post-game show after Game 6, and it will be an extended version if we're talking about a Toronto Maple Leafs series win. It's going to be fucking pandemonium, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be insane. I mean, I don't even know if it'll be extended. It'll just be crazy.
Yeah.
We may just not even recap the game. We just may scream for 45 minutes.
We may go. There's a guy we have right off the top in the intro right now, Ric Flair. He's letting out the woos and all that in the intro. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Well, we're right here. But Ric Flair used to like to go all night long, and that's what we're going to do tomorrow night. If the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Tampa Bay Lightning and win this series, we're going to go all night long.
All right. Let's recap Game 5 because it was a crazy game. It was a crazy game. My emotions went from one extreme all the way to the other extreme and everything in the middle.
There was no coming in the first period. There was no come to be found for these guys. They left their come somewhere else in the dressing room, maybe. I don't know. Bottled up somewhere. But in the second and the third period, there was come everywhere. So that was impressive, man.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So the first period gets underway. I'm so pumped to watch this game.
Yeah.
And he starts the Matthews line.
Yeah.
He starts Riley in the bush.
Everything's looking good except for he kept Hall in he didn't make any lineup changes. The same guys were in, some, positioning, whatever, but Justin Hall stays in. And did you see Kiefer just blowing smoke up Justin Hall's ass after the morning skate yesterday before Game 5? Like, you would have thought
he said he watched the game 4 times over, and Justin Hall was one of their best defensemen.
You would have thought he was talking about Bobby Orr.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he was just like, I get having a positive attitude and trying to stay.
Oh, for sure. Or just come out and be like, you know what? I just have a gut feeling, or this is my guy. But the way he came out, you're right. He talked about him like he was the greatest. There was no better defenseman on the team.
No, and I don't know if I don't know if we touched on this on the last podcast or not after Game 4. I don't think we did because we didn't have a chance to listen to the post-game stuff because we were doing it right after Game 4. But I was watching the post-game stuff after Game 4 later after we did the podcast, and Steve Simmons asked Keith the question.
Worst question.
What was the question? He goes, what were you thinking, what were you doing starting your worst defenseman?
Sheldon, what was the thinking on starting your worst defenseman in a building that you knew was going to be very loud and aggressive? And he's like, who's our worst defenseman? Justin Hall.
Yeah.
That's your opinion?
Like, brutal question. He could have just, that's your opinion. He didn't want to answer it. He could have just said, why'd you
start those 5 guys?
Yeah. Why, what was the decision to start Justin Hall? But the way he phrases it, your worst defenseman, like, I'm surprised Kiefer didn't say, Wall, Steve, like, why do we let you in here? You're the worst fucking beat reporter in Toronto. So
I know.
What are you doing?
I thought Keith actually handled it well. Like, you're not gonna go an NHL coach into admitting that one of his defensemen is the worst.
No, I know. I'm surprised they still let Steve Simmons into these fucking things, man. Really.
I'm surprised they take questions from him.
Yeah, so am I.
I guess they don't pick, but like if Keith's picking, he would never. I would from now on.
Who picks?
I think they have a person who
or it's set up in advance. Like, you're going to go next. You're going to go next.
Something like that, or somebody points to you and you ask your question. And everybody gets a go at it. But yeah,
anyway, Steve Simmons. Always been a dick, always will be a dick. Just no surprise there. Although,
I mean, we were all thinking it.
I was going to say kind of a valid question, though.
Like, we were all kind of thinking of it, but we wouldn't word it that way. But
yeah.
I mean, after the game, if you talk to any Leaf fan, there was nobody who thought Justin Hall played a hell of a game. You
imagine if Justin Hall would have, right at that time, would have just, like, if he was listening outside the door, if he would have just stormed in the room and said, "What the fuck did you just say, Simmons?" And he just beat the shit out of him. Like, didn't even care.
Just fucking strangled him with his mullet.
That would have been cool, man. But anyway, that didn't happen. Okay, so here we go. Game 5. We're getting all excited and ready to go. Like, I had the jersey on last night, man. That was the first time I brought the jersey out this playoffs. I had been waiting. The jersey will be out in full force tomorrow night, pending a Toronto Maple Leafs victory. But I had the jersey on last night, the whole deal. I was ready. I'm like, this is it. This is the series right here. You have to win this fucking game or it's over. And it did not get off to a good fucking start, man. The first period, Steven Stamkos scored on the second shot of the game, 1-0 Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa goes to the power play, and Hedman scores to take a 2-0 lead. Like, 4 minutes later, 2 goals on the first 4 shots for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Not even a minute apart.
Bing, bang, boom.
Or just like bing, bang.
Bing, bang, boom, like a river of frothy ejaculate. It was fucking coming all over the place for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yep.
2-0. Fucking, this was like a carbon copy of Game 4, man. How the fuck, halfway through the first period, the shots were 8-1 for Tampa Bay. How the fuck do the Leafs come out with that after what happened in Game 4? Can you explain that to me?
No idea. I don't know if it was nerves. I don't know what it was, but...
Dude.
Like, they played 4 of the worst periods of hockey I have seen right smack dab in the middle of round 1. And I thought for sure you got your ass handed to you. It was a clean slate, nothing. Game 5, series tied 2-2, best of 3, and these guys come out and just shit the bed.
It was terrible, man. It was brutal.
I honestly thought it was over.
I thought it was over. Well, here's the thing, Chad. It's 2-0 at that point, halfway through the first. And like, I'm thinking if they don't score, if the Leafs don't score to make it 2-1, if it went the other way and Tampa gets the third goal to make it 3-0, that would have been it, I think. I think that would have been it. So that third goal was crucial. But anyway, the Leafs looked like the same team from Game 4, man. I could not believe the way they started that hockey game. 2-0 Tampa Bay after the first period. After the first 2 goals on 4 shots, I should say. We'll get a little bit more into Campbell as we go here, but very solid after that, I thought, Jack Campbell.
Yeah.
Kept them in it huge, man. He was making big time fucking saves after a not so hot start.
Yeah, for the rest of the first period, he basically held the team in because they weren't doing anything in front of him.
No.
Nothing.
No. So an absolutely pathetic effort. And in the first intermission, I'm like, this is done. They're going to lose tonight. They're going back to Tampa. They're going to lose. This series is fucking over. I really thought that.
Do you remember?
The first period.
Do you remember what I said a couple podcasts ago when Jason Spezza got back into the lineup? And I said, I saw his interview and I saw this guy talk, and I was like, I would have this guy in my room. Just the way he talks and the way he understands the game, and he just talks from experience.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, fuck, he's going to be a coach one day.
As soon as he's done playing, I would hire him immediately as an assistant coach. Immediately.
Yeah, he just has that about him. Well, what happened last night?
Yep.
Report is Jason Spezza went in the room. I'm pretty sure I read that he asked the coaches just to give him a minute with the team.
Yep.
And he went in there and he spoke up, and he spoke the fourth line, 39-year-old healthy scratch Jason Spezza just looked the $40 million worth of players in the eye, the core of this team, and said, not good enough.
No,
not near good enough. It's time to, pull up your pants and get the fuck out there.
Well,
earn your paycheck.
It's time to pull up your pants, except for one exception. What I heard happened was that Spezza went in there in the first intermission. He kind of, coaches left. It was just the players in there. And he did one of these to Pierre Engvall. He said, hey, you over here, Seabiscuit. He like called him like a horse.
No, he held a carrot. He held a carrot up.
Yeah, a big juicy carrot. He said, come on over here, get this carrot. I got a treat for you. So Engvall goes trotting up to the front of the dressing room, and Spezza goes, drop those pants down, bud. You got to show something here to the boys. So pants go down, horsecock comes out. Spezza points. He says, take a look at that. That was all he said.
That was it?
That was it. And everyone was like, everyone had seen it before. So
everyone understood what that meant.
Everyone just needed to be reassured. Like, oh yeah, fuck, what are we doing? Like,
even though I thought Engvall was kind of invisible last night.
We've got this kind of firepower. We need to fucking wake up out here.
For real.
So anyway, yeah.
But in all seriousness, like, yeah. I don't know. They wouldn't say what he said, but
no.
Whatever he said, this was a totally different team coming out into the second period.
Yeah.
And the guys that we pay, the John Tavares, William Nylander, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, Morgan Riley, the core of this team, this was their game.
It really
was. They
was.
won the game for Toronto. So what happened in the second?
So we go to the second period. The Leafs are on an early power play. William Nylander lets it rip, and our old friend Johnny T lets her tip. And that brings us to the first segment of the night. Don't even know if he tipped it, but we're going to do it anyway.
It's time for Just the Tip.
Perhaps play a little game called Just the Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels.
Does it have a feeling if you don't tip it?
Well, here's the thing, man. So Nylander lets it rip. Tavares was in front of the net on the power play. I know we had been like, especially you were like, maybe they should take him off of the power play.
Well, at least take him off the wall of the power play. Put him in front of the net.
Well, where was he here?
He was in front of the net.
So he's in front of the net, like where he should be if he's on the power play. And to me, it looked like it hit the defenseman's skate. But maybe it did hit Tavares' skate.
I don't know.
Either way, we're going to call this a Tavares tip because nothing gets the confidence going more than a good tip in, right? So now maybe JT can just unleash the chains and he's going to go flying out there. He might get another tip in. I wouldn't be surprised if he scored the game winner in game 6, Chad, and it's a fucking tip in.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a hat trick of tips.
Oh, man, that would really get it going. That would be an all-timer right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll call this a tip. I'm not sure. I thought they were going to maybe, like, after they looked at it a bunch of times, credit it to Nylander. They did not do that. They kept it as Tavares' goals, so that's good. Build the confidence. So he got the tip in to make it 2-1. Rumor has it he went home, he put a little tip in after the game too.
Yoshi says the most itty bitty of tips.
That describes it pretty well.
That's it.
This was a small tip, but what was not a small tip was when he got home later and tipped it in to the wife. that was not a small tip.
No,
So,
but in the game,
yes.
It was a very itty bitty tip, almost an invisible tip.
He said
almost a no tip at all.
That's right. He said to the wife, look, I'm not sure if they're crediting me as a tip in goal. He said, I don't know, honey. Why don't you come over here and I'll show you a real tip in. That's what happened at home. So hopefully he's going to be feeling nice and relaxed and, unloaded when he got on the flight for Tampa. He's going to be feeling nice and light, JT.
Yeah,
so
more tips to come.
I expect big things from Tavares in Game 6.
Did you notice that in the second period, they seem to be trying to tip it a lot?
Oh, well,
like they just started shooting it and putting guys in the front of the net. And I was like, if this is their game plan, they're going to win the Stanley Cup. Like if your game plan is just to try and tip it constantly, if you have a gangbang of tips going on in front of the net.
Oh, fuck, no. We can't stop that. No one can stop that. No, man, that's aggressive.
I don't care if you're Vasilevsky or not. It's just
a gangbang of tips. That's aggressive, man.
They would have Riley or they put Giordano up with Riley because I think he's offensively better. He has a better shot. Yeah. The two of them were just taking turns shooting it, and the forwards, just a gangbang of tips, tips, just putting their stick wherever, hoping to tip anything.
Yeah, it's great to see that. It's great to see that. I love that. So that was all the action from the second period, and you don't need any more action than that. So the Nylander rips it, Tavares tips it. We think, but we're not sure.
And the mojo started to flow.
It did. So that was all the action from the second period. And so Tavares gets the tip. So it's 2-1 it's 2-1 for Tampa Bay after the second. Campbell was solid, a much better effort in that second period. They looked a lot better. Tampa started looking a little tired. The Leafs started getting her going. And it was really, things were starting to turn. I was feeling a lot better about this whole situation after the second period, but you're still down 2-1 going into the third. We go to the third period. It's 4-on-4. I think Kampf gets called for, I'm not sure what the penalty was. And then I think they called Stamkos for high sticking right after or something.
Eight seconds in, Stamkos lost control of his stick. And I think he high stick Brody in the face and they called it. And it was 4-on-4 for almost a full 2 minutes, like a minute 50.
And this is the turning point right here. So 4-on-4 for almost a full 2 minutes, like you said. Tavares makes here we go again, Johnny Tavares. Johnny Toronto makes a great play down low, gets the puck out front to a wide open Morgan Riley, makes it 2-2 early in the third period. I've watched this goal back several times. I know it was 4-on-4, but I have no idea how Riley was left that wide open in front of the net. There was nobody around him for fucking a 10-foot circle, man. He was completely wide open in front of the net, left wide open.
Listen, I have been giving JT a lot of shit in this playoff series.
Great play down low.
Not only a great play down low to get the puck to Riley, that's what JT does. He draws. You know how Riley got wide open? He draws the guys in.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone was chasing Tavares in the corner.
Everyone was chasing Tavares in the corner. Everyone was trying to get the puck off Tavares. Everyone was rushing him. And what does he do? Slides it over to Morgan. And good job on Morgan Riley. He didn't fuck around with that one.
No,
he fucking powered it in the only open spot he had. Put it home. Tie game, baby.
It was great, man. So Morgan Riley, Tavares, great work down low, gets it to Riley up front. It's 2-2. Literally a minute later, Nylander and Mikheyev go in on a 2-on-1. Mikheyev gets it over to Willie. Nylander rips it past Vasilevsky. The Leafs take a 3-2 lead. They score 2 goals on the 4-on-4 early in the third period. So they erase the 2-0 deficit. They've come the first time the lead has changed in this series. We haven't had a lead change through any of the first 4 games. So very impressive here, man. Nylander, I thought, we'll touch on him a bit shortly too. I thought a very impressive game from Nylander. He was driving the net. He probably was looking to make up for some embarrassing things that he did in game 4.
Yeah.
Much better effort from Nylander here. And like you said off the top, kind of like all the top guys really were good.
Yeah, I tweeted from our account after the first period. I was like, all right, it's time for the big boys. It's time for the core to win a game for this team.
That's what happened.
And that's exactly what happened in the final 2 periods. Like,
Yeah. It did not look like that was what
but
was going to happen, but it
no,
did.
I will also give credit to Sheldon Keefe because up until that game, he had been playing Kampf more than Austin Matthews.
Yeah. Well, the penalties, okay, they fished
The
like
penalty, the officiating was better in the second half, but he was really pushing JT, Willie, Mitch, and Austin in that last 10 minutes of the third period. I mean, they seemed to be on the ice every other
You're right.
fucking shift. He was
You're right.
really, and good on him. That's what those guys are paid to do. And you know what? It worked out. Keep doing it. Keep playing the guys you're paying to be the guys.
Yeah,
So-
you're right. 100%, man. So it's the Nylander goal makes it 3-2 early in the third. So they tie it early in the third. A minute later, they go ahead 3-2 early in the third. Halfway through the third period, Tampa ties it up. So we're tied 3-3. Campbell then makes some huge saves down the stretch, including an absolutely incredible stop on Kucherov. And with 6 minutes left, Marner and Matthews go in on a 2-on-1. Mitch makes a great play, and here it is right here, folks.
Didn't Tampa tied it up first?
Yeah, I said Tampa tied it at 3-3. Did I not say that?
No, I thought McDonough got a shot past Campbell. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, halfway through the third, Tampa tied it. And then after it was 3-3, Campbell made some huge saves, including a really huge save on Kucherov. But then Mitch and Austin go in 2-on-1, and Mitch, like the nice kind of pad.
And again, you say, how did these guys get left wide open? There was like 4 Tampa players around 2 Maple Leaf players, basically leaving Mitch Marner wide open. Bunting wide open. Bunting gets the puck, throws it to Mitch. Matthews breaks free. Mitch goes in, and what a fucking play. He knew he didn't have the pass, and he knew he couldn't score in a shot, so he put it in the perfect spot off Vasilevsky's pad right to Mustache, and we are, once again, for the millionth time this season, saved by the stash.
Cause I'm saved by the It's alright Cause I'm saved by the It's alright Cause I'm saved by the
stash.
I mean, what can you say, man? What can you say?
Dude, this was an absolutely awesome fucking play. Like apparently they practice this and practice all the time. What are we talking about? Practice here? But like, dude, the shot off the pad right to, like, you could not have scripted that any better. It was absolutely incredible. The shot off the pad right on Austin's fucking stick. Mustache makes no mistake. He buries it in the back of the net. An absolute beautiful goal. Makes it 4-3. That's the game winner. And Chad, let me just ask you this. Who is the fucking boss?
Tony.
Who's the boss, man?
Tony
Danza and Austin Matthews. That's who. I heard he was in the dressing room after with a wonderful dinner whipped up.
Spike says Matthews played 23 plus minutes.
Yeah.
And I hope he plays 23 plus in game 6 because
let's be serious here. Austin Matthews was a fucking beast. Even before this game-winning goal, he was a fucking beast, man. Like all of a sudden, not so much in the first. A lot of just couldn't find anybody in the first period, but in the second and the third period, he took his game to a different level I have not seen before. He had several chances, but he gets the game winner. His physicality was like he was
hammering people.
He was.
And that got him engaged.
If he did it ever, did he not look like a dude? If he could bring that, like, I don't expect that every night, but if he could bring that a little more often,
I do expect it in game 6.
It better be there. Fuck, you want to beat out the defending champs? Yeah, you're going to have to bring more of that.
Yeah.
Look at how they played. Like,
not only was he played phenomenal. Once they got the 4-3 lead, it also wasn't a regular Leaf breakdown where they just hung on for dear life. I thought they pretty much just shut it down. Tampa got a couple shots here and there, but they did a fucking fantastic job of standing them up at the red and blue line, clearing it, a couple scrambles in their own end. But do you remember the Leafs of old? Oh my God. It would be just an onslaught for like 5 minutes, holding your breath. So great job by the team. Good win, 4-3. Game
Yeah.
6.
Incredible, man. So Mustache gets the game winner. We're saved by the stash.
Yeah.
Tony Danza was in the house. Who's the boss? Absolutely incredible. So 4-3, that's the final. Leafs hang on for 4-3 win. They take a 3-2 series lead. Joe Bowen almost had a fucking heart attack. I don't know if you heard any of his calls after the game. He
Did
was,
you hear him when Vasilevsky went
yeah,
back
where
in the
did
net?
he come from? What is he doing on the ice?
How
Like,
did he get back in the
yeah,
net?
Joe Bowen was absolutely losing it. I haven't heard him that pumped or hyped up since
He didn't have a voice.
the Carolina series when Sundin scored that to tie it to go to overtime in Game 6 against Carolina back many, many years ago. But Joe Bowen was going nuts, and if they win this series, he is going to go absolutely fucking crazy tomorrow night, man. But anyway, so here it is. 3-2 series lead, and the Toronto Maple Leafs have a chance to do something tomorrow night that they haven't done in 18 years. They can win a playoff series for the first time in 18 years and wrap this baby up Thursday night in Tampa Bay. And I cannot fucking wait for Game 6 Thursday night, man.
Me neither. So let's get into Game 6. Before we do that, let's have a quick word from our sponsor, Belfour Spirits.
Yeah, I thought Eddie might want to have something to say about this.
Because, Eddie was probably having a hell of a time drinking a few spirits last night.
God.
And then we're going to quickly talk about Game 6, and then we'll be back tomorrow night live after the game. Let's have a word from Belfour Spirits.
Hi, Ed Belfour here, Belfour Spirits.
Making some of the best whiskey in the world. We've been at this for 5 years, going on 6 years. And this is family operated. We go to work every day. We work on every aspect of this business. We take great pride, at watching people drink our whiskey and that big smile on their face. Like, wow, this is really, really good. That's what's so awesome is when you see those people loving your whiskey. And it's like when I played a game and at the end of the game, they're chanting my name. We just want to make really great tasting whiskey, and that's our goal. And, as it ages, it's only going to get better. We're very proud of that.
Buy a bottle and I'll sign it for you. Buy 2, I'll help you drink the second one. Have a great day.
There you go. Belfour Spirits. Don't forget to pick up a bottle of Belfour Spirits today. It is available at select LCBOs, but you can also go to belfourspirits.ca and have it delivered to your house.
Man, for those just listening to the audio of this and not watching on YouTube or watching on Facebook, whatever, like the live streams, those bottles of whiskey, the bottles of the Belfour Spirits alcohol, look so fucking cool, man. You see the eagle wings on the side and on there.
I know it'd be like something where even if you drank it, you might just keep the bottle for a decoration after. So.
Really fucking sharp, design bottle. I really like that. But Eddie Belfour, man.
So listen, Eddie Belfour. You know what Eddie Belfour has done? He's won a playoff round in his lifetime.
More than one.
More than one, and a Stanley Cup. Tomorrow night, a lot of these guys on the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to be trying to, I don't know if you want to say exercise the demons, but they're going to be trying to do something that they haven't been able to do. There are guys on this team that have won playoff rounds. There's some of the veterans have won playoff rounds, but the core
there's guys
of
on the team. There's guys on the team that have won the cup. A couple
right,
of them.
But there's the core of this team here in Toronto. Since you can go back to the Washington series, if we start there. Has not been able to get it done. Now, they never had the lead in the Washington series, but they had Boston on the ropes. They had Columbus in an elimination game.
They did have the lead in that Washington series. They won Game 3. They were leading 2-1 in that series.
Right? No, I mean elimination game.
Oh, sorry.
They never had an elimination game.
Sorry.
They had an elimination game against Columbus. They had 2 chances to knock off Boston. They had 3 chances to knock off the Montreal Canadiens.
Yep.
Tomorrow night, if I'm Sheldon Keefe, I'm walking in that room. I'm like, there's no Game 7.
No, there's no Game 7.
There's no Game 7. This is it. Win tonight, or the season's over.
I don't like taking my chances in a coin flip on Saturday night in Game 7. This puppy ends.
Get that out of your head. There's no going back to Toronto.
This puppy ends on Thursday night in Tampa Bay. That's it. You're not leaving there without a fucking victory. Whatever it takes, anything. You don't leave that building without fucking winning that.
But I don't think the Leafs also. A part of me just thinks they're not going to be ready for what Tampa has. I don't think they think Tampa's going to come hard, and Tampa is going to be nothing like they've been in this series.
Oh, dude, to knock out the 2-time champs in their own fucking barn. Yeah, good luck with that. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be incredible. I think they're going to do it. I think the Leafs win this series tomorrow night.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not completely sold on it. I really want them to, and I have a feeling they will. But what has told you that that's going to? I thought they would do it with Montreal last year, and they lost in 7. So
you're right, but I'm just trying to think. I'm pulling a Sheldon Keefe here. I'm trying to stay positive, like Justin Hall's, Bobby Orr, and it's all good. But honestly, I just don't want any part of Game 7. So I'm just thinking, like, look, eventually these guys are going to break through. Why not fucking right now?
we lost Dale. I'm just going to put up comments while I wait for Dale to get back. Hall might even get the game winner tomorrow night. Wouldn't that be just the cherry on top? Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Justin Hall somehow miraculously, like, I don't know. I don't want to see overtime, but let's say they go to overtime and Justin Hall scores the winner to get the Leafs their first playoff round win in 18 years. My God. It's what Babcock should have done every year he coached. Play your best players in the clutch. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. I thought in the first 3 games, Keefe was kind of coaching himself. I don't know if you guys felt this. Maybe overthinking things, coaching a little too much. That old thing that Babcock used to do in 3-on-3 overtime where he would start like Leo Komarov because he's like, don't get scored on. I think if you trust Matthews and Marner and Willie, like if you trust these guys that you pay to be the best players on your team, if you trust them, let them go. Let them play. Dale's just texting me. We're having technical difficulties. If anyone's wondering on the live stream, we lost Dale. But he just texted me. He's on his way back in. $20 goals on Vasi in 5 games. Isn't that crazy? That is nuts. If you had told me at the start of the series that in 5 games we would average 4 goals a game on what is supposed to be the best goalie in the world, I'd have been like, no way. No way. But this series has not been anything like I thought it was going to be. Oh, God. A lot? I don't think the refereeing is going to change. It kind of did, though. Did you feel it kind of did in the second half of the game? They stopped calling a lot of the plays. Like they stopped calling a lot of penalties. At the start, it seemed like they were calling everything. They called a few weak ones in the second half, but pretty good. Pretty good. But I'm going to guess if you want me to give a number to it, let's go 5. 5 each. Yo, Packer Taco 77. Oh, I don't have it on. What's happening in the Rangers game? What's the score? Did anyone watch the Edmonton game last night? I feel nervous. 4-3 for the Rangers. Is it 4-3 for the Rangers? I feel nervous for the Leafs going into Game 6. I can only imagine Edmonton Oilers fans being down 3-2 to the Kings, who they should beat. On paper, they are a better team. Panthers and Caps 3-3 in the second. You imagine the Capitals knock off the Panthers? That'd be crazy. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, man. I think my internet went out for real.
Oh, that's
So-
all right. No worries. No worries. We're back
I
at
wasn't
it.
sure. I
I
wasn't
was
sure.
just reading comments and answering questions. A lot of people giving me the highlights of what's going on around the NHL because I don't have the games on or the scores.
Yeah. Sorry. So if it happens again, Chad, I'm probably not like it. How long did it take me? How long was I out for? 5 minutes?
Yeah, no, we'll
If
we'll
it
just,
happens,
we'll
yeah,
just
if
bring
it
this
happens
to bring this to
Yeah,
a close.
okay. I was gonna say if it happens again, just end it on your own and whatever. But anyway, so yeah, that my fucking internet I think is I don't know. I think my internet went out. But anyway. Okay, so I did want to go over a couple quick things before we go though. I don't know where we left off. Do you know where we left off before it cut out?
Yeah, we were just talking about Game 6 and our feelings going into the game, and
Okay. So just a couple quick things then before we go. So the officiating, I think, has been brutal, man. Like it's
someone we were actually talking about this while your internet went down, but someone was talking about how many penalties do you think there will be in Game 6? Like there's been a
I don't
lot
know.
of penalties.
The Leafs are the most penalized team in the penalized. What a word that is. The Leafs are the most penalized team
I saw that.
in the playoffs. That's fucking crazy, man. That's crazy. And some of these calls last night, like the Giordano, like Perry was clearly diving. Like some of these calls have been absolutely ridiculous, barely even touching guys. And they're just getting called for everything. It is a fucking joke. There should be something done about this. It's driving me fucking crazy. I hope it stops, man, because no one wants to see a fucking series won or lost like that. It's just bullshit.
Yeah. And look at the game even last night, Game 5. The first period and into the second period, it didn't really have a flow. As soon as the refs put their whistles away, that third period was awesome.
No,
That's how playoff hockey is supposed to be. And I haven't really watched. I've watched like the Calgary Dallas, and I've watched a couple other series. Basically, just what's on Sportsnet at the time. Like you don't have access to all the games unless you have the NHL network and stuff. But anyway,
yeah, go ahead.
if you watch the other games, there's still a lot. I know the Leafs are leading, but they're still calling a lot of soft penalties in all these other games.
Right.
This is not just a Leafs Lightning thing. It's like around the horn, man.
Yeah, but no one is getting more calls than the Leafs. And like, look, the Leafs,
all eyes are on the Leafs.
Yeah, I don't know. It's brutal, man. Both teams had one power play goal last night, but I think Tampa was 1 for 5 on the power play, and the Leafs were 1 for 6. But anyway, it's just like I'm just over this shit, man. Like 10 minutes a game.
Bettman said he wanted to put an end to getting away with murder in the playoffs.
Like the games have still been exciting. Don't get me wrong, like extremely exciting. But they would be even more intense and more exciting if they put the fucking whistles away and just let them play. It's insane. Come on. Like, fuck. Anyway, I hope it doesn't continue. I don't know. We'll see.
But
like,
you know what? Let's just forget about refereeing. What do you got for Game 6?
Okay, well, hang on.
Outside the refereeing.
I just want to say this quickly. Again, just Campbell, I thought was great. We're going to need more from Campbell again in a huge Game 6 from Jack Campbell.
Yes.
To all the top guys like Nylander and Tavares, like obviously all the top guys, all of them, but specifically in game, like I know Matthews had the game winner, whatever, but in Game 5, Nylander had a goal and 2 assists, Tavares a goal and an assist. So hopefully that gets those two going because we're going to need another big performance out of those guys in Game 6. Matthews, if he plays the same way like he did in the second half of Game 5, we're in really good shape for Game 6. But the most important thing that I wanted to talk about before we go is, did you see any of Jason Spezza's comments from earlier today? They had a little bit of media availability, and Spezza.
I did. I watched it. I watched his media availability.
I don't know if you caught this, but I did. I had to rewind it just to watch it again because I was like, did he say what I think he just fucking said there? Now, did you catch it? Do you know?
What did he say?
Okay, they were talking about Michael Bunting being nominated for the Calder.
Right, I saw that.
And Spezza was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's great, blah, blah, blah. And while he's talking about him, what does he refer to Michael Bunting as? Oh, that's right. He goes, well, the brunt, there's no surprise there.
No,
yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Go back and watch it again when we're done here. And you pay close attention when they're talking about Bunting. And he lets slip out of his mouth the brunt. Oh, yes. He calls him the brunt, man. Or you know what?
Awesome.
It might have been brunts. Brunts.
Even
So,
better.
Even better. So yeah,
Even
more
better.
than one. More than one.
All right.
Front.
Your internet is starting to cut out a little bit.
Okay, so let's wrap her up.
Yeah,
Game 6.
let's bring it to a close. Just I don't want to lose you again before we
Yeah,
end.
I had to
the
get that. I had
podcast.
to get that. I had to get that in there.
That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Okay, let's go home. Let's go home.
All right. Game 6. How you just before we go, how you feeling? You said you think they're gonna win it. How
I do.
confident are you? Like
No, 50-50.
this is 50.
50-50.
I thought you were gonna be like, this is happening.
No, I don't know if they're going to win or not. I think they will. I think that they finally put it all to bed tomorrow and they get the monkey off the back. They finally get a series win, and we're going to be going on to play the Florida Panthers or the Washington Capitals. That's what I think is going to happen here. So I've been wrong. I've been wrong many times before. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Bertie just let us know that it's 3-3 in the Washington-Florida game. So
Interesting, man.
the good series all around the NHL in the first, other than Colorado, who just wiped the floor with Nashville and are now just waiting.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But listen,
Yeah.
tomorrow night, win or lose, we will be here for a live stream after the game. If they win, it'll be a very positive podcast.
Oh, yes.
Very happy. If they lose, not so much. Not so much. We're going to be a little worried, a little on edge. But anyway, for the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast, on Twitter at the Tip in Podcast. Email us, thetipinpodcast@gmail.com. Go to our YouTube page at the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast. Hit like, hit subscribe, watch our live streams. We're actually on Twitch if you have that, at the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast on Twitch. And until tomorrow night, when the Leafs have a chance to eliminate the Tampa Bay Lightning, we will.
Oh, baby. I cannot wait for Thursday night in Tampa Bay. Boys, do not forget to pack your short shorts. It's going to be a steamy night in Tampa, and we're going to be going out on the town in the short shorts right after the game. Horse cocks everywhere. Let's go, Leafs, go. Put an end to this puppy on Thursday night, and we will catch you tomorrow night after Game 6. Cannot wait. Catch you later.
The Brunts.